Good morning on this Wednesday morning. It's nice to think that you're listening to me this morning. It's the end of the month. It's the beginning of the new month. So I want to talk to you about our obstacles and our intentions. But I decided to call this segment In, Through, and With. So stick with me on this as we go. I wanted to let you know before I started any of my talking, some of my foibles that I have as a writer, some of the things that I really struggle with, that I've just accepted about myself because I've been thinking about that. I am a terrible speller and I really detest grammar. Even though I have an English minor and I was an English teacher for a very long time, I can't spell very well at all. My poor husband, I'll yell out, "How do you spell blah, blah, blah?" because I want to use it. I can most often tell when I have spelled something wrong, but it doesn't come naturally to me. And my typing skills, that's what I'm going to call them. Probably keyboarding is a better word. Super slow. I might go 25 words a minute at that. So what if I improved either one of those things? How would that help me? So I think when I set my intentions, I'm going to go ahead and look, maybe do a search for a tutorial on spelling, something that would help me practice keyboarding skills and see if I get any better. I have done these things before, not to no avail, but it's 2024. There may be a brand new way of looking at this that I've not explored yet. So I'm going to do that. I noticed I didn't say I was going to take the course, but I'm at least going to look into it so I can see, how would that benefit me if I would type a little faster, if word process faster. Would that help me? I have tried the text, the voice to text, and I cannot talk a piece of writing out. I have to actually write it. I'm not good enough at that. And maybe so what I'm saying to you is that is my IN. That's where my N is. And where is yours? What are you working on right now? Are you in a story? I've revised the very hard work of revision and editing, about 3.5, 4 chapters of the book that I'm working on, in between waiting on my beta readers to finish with my young adult sci-fi book. So that's what I'm in right now. And when I'm there, I have to really focus. I don't want to think too far ahead. I don't want to go into chapter 8 when I'm on chapter 4. So I can really think for this focused time of writing that I'm doing right now. I am in this chapter. I am with these characters. And maybe you're in a phase in your life where you are in something right now that is really tough. I have some really good friends and neighbors who have recently lost a loved one. They are in grief. That's so hard. But I think sometimes we try to get to the through too fast. Maybe we need to just be in the in for a while. Recognize what we're feeling. Go ahead and feel those feelings. Deal with them as best you can. Get some help if you need help, but don't rush through them. When we get to the through phase of whatever it is, when I am through with chapter 4, then I can look back and, okay, I can go on to chapter 5 and I can be in that chapter. And sometimes because I took the time to do this, I can go back in my mind to what I went through in chapter 4, push me on into chapter 5. And I think that happens with us in our lives too. If we spend enough time with something, when we go through the next event, we know what we did, we know what worked, we know what did not work, we know what we don't want to do, we know what we need to do. And for me, a lot of times too, that's where I find God, the closest to God that I can get. Because when I say to God, I can't go through this, He already knows it. I'm not telling Him anything that's news to Him, but He is there with me. And I know that He's there with me in a powerful way. And the last thing that I wanted to talk with you about today is the with time. The with time. When you are working with a piece of writing and you are trying to figure out what to do next, you may just be stuck. This is pretty much what happened to me with the young adult piece that I'm writing. But I got stuck to the point of turning it into negative, really negative. This is no good. This is a piece of junk. This will just be my first attempt at a novel that I'll never let anybody read. I'm just going to, on and on and on and on, until I reached out for help. And what amazingly, it was done on a Twitter comment. I don't even hardly use Twitter. So I was just like, make a comment. The question was, if you could ask for anything that you needed help with, what would you ask for? And I just said, oh, what have I got to lose? So I wrote, I need someone to tell me what to do with this piece of writing. I don't know what to do. And I got an answer. And from that answer, I got a solution, which was send the piece out to beta readers. Well, one of my readers has finished, and I will say she's amazing, but she's retired, so she's had more time than the others. And she sent me back the piece with good, solid advice, but most of all, encouragement. Don't give this up. It's good. It's really good. I was getting ready to throw it away because when I was with it, I couldn't see beyond it. All these prepositions. I remember in grammar school having to memorize the prepositions, and they are pretty mighty words. So when you're with something, you have to decide, am I going to ask for help? Am I going to stay with this? Am I going to move to the negative part of it? If it's a piece of writing, there are tons of writer groups out there that will push right in and help you. There are people that you can ask. If you're a writer and you want to send me a comment or a question, I'll be glad to do the best I can to look at it for you. But when you're also going through something in your life that is challenging you, that you don't know what to do next, that you cannot make your mind up, that's another time to move out of being with it to getting help. Maybe it's a pastor that would help you, a counselor, a therapist, a group that is just part of your community. Those are all places that you can go. Sorry, I'm in the wrong, there we go, side of the breeze for this. So as you set your intentions, as you think about what you want to do for May, take some encouragement from me. I'm going to challenge myself to try to at least look at how I can be a better speller and how I can maybe increase my ability to type faster and see if that would help me. But I'm also going to look at my faith for when I'm in something, when I am with something, and when I am going through something, that I know I can rely on God. Have a great week.